Now referring to you, my dear friends, audit under GST to auditors. I am not going to explain how to conduct the audit, how to carry out the audit procedure. During conducting the audit, you are the expert. Verification, cross verification, and all is your domain. I am presenting here audit provisions under the GST. Department audit, just now we come across, no? On account of scrutiny of return under section 61 of the CGST, department officer notice and discrepancies, called for information, not satisfied with that, department come for audit. Section 65 of the CGST. Department authorities today authorized to conduct the audit. Question mark arises, are they competent to conduct the audit? Government of India said, yes, that is what Mr. I incorporated in the act itself. Section means act, not a rule also. Department authorities authorized to conduct the audit. In spite of that, judiciary n number of times said, many occasions, department authorities has no authority to conduct the audit. Delhi High Court said, in the case of Mega Caps Private Limited, under the service tax law itself, when that time the audit powers for the department is under rule. That time the judiciary said, Delhi High Court Mega Caps Private Limited, department authorities has no authority to conduct the audit under the service tax law that time. The same as replaced now was as what? GST. That officer of commissioner of service tax, today commissioner of GST. Government notice, oh, is it so? Because of rule is a problem coming up? Fine. We wanted to give more power to our department people. Therefore, when the GST brought into force, they amended the law in such a manner that power to conduct the audit is provided in the statutory provision section 65 itself of the CGST Act. Now, the department authorities has authority to conduct the audit? Answer to this is yes. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Therefore, my dear sir, today the law of the land speaks. GST department authorities has authority to conduct the audit. Question comes into picture. In fact, are they able to carry effective audit par with the practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant? A big question mark. At the same time, we too have one more audit here called as section 66. Under that section, department appointing practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant to carry out the audit. We named it as special audit. Now referring to you here, one or two practical issues. In general, my dear sir, this particular 66 audit, section 66 audit, where the CA is going to carry out audit upon the direction of the Commissioner of Central Tax or State Tax. Should complete the audit, maybe hardly the number of days permissible to the auditor to complete the audit. Let us say 6 or 7 days time is given to conduct the audit. Is it sufficient to complete the audit within 6 or 7 days for the assessee whose turnover may be 1000 crores and above? For example, I am telling you. Under section 66, auditor should say, yes, sufficient to conduct the audit. You don't want to conduct audit voucher by voucher. You know techniques of audit. Materiality concept, one of the issue to consider here. And one more thing, whether the assessee is a risky person or moderately risky or no risky assessee, how to identify the symptoms of the particular assessee whose books of accounts, returns are under scrutiny. I will give an example here. To declare the assessee risky or not, practically if you refer, generally if you take the manufacture sector side, manufacturers is to obtain the loan from the bank. One way or the other, they used to get packing credit loan. What type of loan, sir? Packing credit loan. What do you mean by packing credit? Showing the stock every month by the person who has the account in the bank, showing the stock value, out of the stock value maybe 10%, 20% as a packing credit loan, which is working capital requirement purpose. Generally these manufacturers in general used to boost the value. If they are misappropriating the funds, means they used to boost the value. 10 lakh worth of the stock, they are showing 100 lakhs every month, and on 100 lakhs 20%, how much comes? 20 lakhs. The worth of the stock may not be 100 lakhs, 10 lakhs. The worth of the stock may not be 10 lakhs, but showing booming the value at 100 lakhs and obtaining the packing credit 20% they are on 100 lakhs, 20 lakhs for meeting their day-to-day activities or for their personal expenditure, whatever may be, generally. In that case, how to detect this type of transaction means you being an auditor can apply one auditing technique. I am not going to teach the techniques here, I am not the faculty for audit, but practical exposure I am sharing with you. To detect the particular type of misappropriations, not to carry that activity. Understand? Practical experience to detect it. My dear sir, such a person who obtains the loan from the bank every month by showing booming the stock, at the end of the financial year he won't do that mistake, aware of that. Year ending stock which is going to appear in the books of accounts, that is going to boom the profit. If you boom the stock, the booming the profit, you have to pay more tax of income tax. Therefore, actual stock only will show, or lesser than the actual in fact. Then you being an auditor, take the balance sheet of that applicant, of the particular assessee whose books are under scrutiny, closing stock shown in the balance sheet, and if he has been obtained any loan from the bank by showing the stock as a security, and the stock statements, 12-month stock statement of the bank divided by 12, average stock will come per month. That average stock per month compare with closing stock in the books of accounts shown in the balance sheet, variation will be 70-80% variation. Sir, plus or minus 5%, 10% acceptable, sir. Plus or minus 80%, 90% variation is a genuine transaction. It cannot be. Declare the assessee as a what we can call it as risky assessee. Such a technical audit techniques, are the department competent to carry out? A question mark. There the department says yes, why not? While we conduct the audit under section 65, we will take the help of the auditor. who is a practicing CA or practicing cost accountant, as the case may be, called as desk review audit. What do you mean by desk review audit? Desk review audit is an audit where the chartered accountant or a cost accountant who is in practice, upon the direction of the commissioner appointed and to carry out the audit and complete it within 5 to 6 days and give the opinion about the assessee for whom department going to conduct the audit, which is not come under section 66 audit. Section 66 separate audit. Section 65 department separated. Department when going to conduct the audit for the registered person, they want to know what areas they have to go for audit, because they are going on cannot going to sit 365 days in the premises of the assessee. They have to complete the audit in time period. Therefore, whether assessee is a risky assessee, if so, what are the risky areas to focus our attention during the audit? Department want to know. That time department will take the help of chartered accountant or cost accountant who is in practice under the desk review audit. Desk review audit basically one of the feature of section 65 audit. Department while carrying out the audit under section 65, they used to follow certain procedural aspects. We called as silent features of department audit. What are they? They are as follows. Look on the screen, my dear sir. Silent features of section 65. You first listen and neatly record. This question one can expect in the examination. Selection of assessee by department should select. How to select department by select the assessee means department scrutinizing the returns of the registered person. And 61 is one of the source of detecting the what we can call revenue losses, if any. Selection of assessee based on the risk criteria. More risky assessee will be selecting first. Understand, sir? For conducting the audit. Frequency of audit by department. N number of times they come forward to conduct the audit. Not that only for 1 month or in a quarter, last quarter only have to come. Not like that stipulated time period. Whenever department feels necessity arises to come for audit, they will come for audit for registered person. Preliminary or desk review audit, where the department officer need, that audit team of the department need the help of expert of financial transaction to take the help of chartered accountant and cost accountant. They may invite under the risk review to give the opinion of the assessee. Where chartered accountant, cost accountant carry out the audit and submit the report to the department, not come under section 66. 66 is separate audit. Further, gathering and documenting the assessee's information through auditor and desk review or by their own department itself. Further, touring the premises. Yes, I said no sometime before. The department can access the premises of the assessee, enter into the premises of the assessee. Yes, to take the scrutiny or physical verification. Department is empowered to walk into the premises of the registered person. Evaluation of internal control system which is adapted by the registered person is perfect enough to catch hold whether they have ERP system or they have only system software which can be altered anytime as they like manner. Further, preparation of audit plan, how to go about the person, what are the areas should be tested, when to be conduct the audit, and this and all. Audit plan, you are aware of that. Audit plan is important. According to the audit plan, you have to proceed to conduct the audit. Preparation of audit report. Once audit is conducted, prepare the report, and that report should be submitted with the higher authorities. Once you submit higher authority, hey Mr. Audit team under the department, section 65, you carry out the audit and submit the audit report to the higher authority and follow up whenever the higher authority asking the queries from the, you have been qualified in these areas, what for, you reported very huge amount of revenue loss, have you have any evidences, department higher authority will ask to the junior who conduct the audit, you have to follow up. Yes sir, I have been conducted physical verification, I found the stock record shows is only 10 units, whereas physically shows 100 units are there sir, I count sir, there is no proper explanation given sir, 90 units of deviation is there sir. Like that you have to give the follow up for your objections in the audit or your qualification what you have made in the audit report, for which you have to give the periodical information, supporting information, documentary evidences to the higher authority, and ensure that, hey department audit team, you should not forget to give 15 days prior notice. How many days? 15 days prior notice before conducting the audit must be given. Without giving the notice, just walk in for audit, that not acceptable. Is clear as sir? This and all we called as silent features of section 65 to carry out the audit by department people. Is clear my dear sir? So this is not there in the material, please make a note of this. Please record my dear sir. Please make a note of this quickly, fast, go ahead. The information what is on the screen lifted by your faculty from the Chartered Accountant Monthly Journal of the CA Institute. Yes, one can expect in the examination. Is it a practical theory? Yes, my dear sir. All of you completed, amma? Further referring to you, my dear sir. Now I am bringing to a notice section 66 of the CGST Act, where the Commissioner directing the below rank authority to appoint a practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant to carry out the audit where the valuation disputes are there, where say input tax kit availing disputes are there, where the department officers, the department team is not in a position to detect such huge revenue losses under section 65, that time the department officer, commissioner of central tax will direct the authorities to send a particular request letter to appoint the auditor under section 66, where the assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner, joint commissioner or assistant commissioner will send the intimation or a request letter to appointment letter like that to the auditor whose name already empaneled in the office of the GST. It is just you qualified as a CA, open a office holding certificate of practice, this audit won't come to you. You should represent on behalf of your firm, go to the department, empaneled your name to carry out audit under section 65, section 66. Under section 66, department will be note your name, address and your profile. When the need arises to appoint the auditor, under this case, he will refer the priority list and the names has been enrolled in the office of the department. Department officer will alert, hey, Satyanarayan company, chartered accountants, we are willing to appoint you as an auditor under section 66. Could you please give your willingness? Thereby we can able to send the appointment letter to you. If you show your, yes, I am ready to conduct the audit, means appointment letter will be sent to you to carry out the audit. Where valuation disputes, input tax credit disputes, huge amount of tax evasion are involved cases, department not able to quantify that liabilities, department has no time to carry out the audit. In such case only section 66 as a special audit will come into picture. It is at the mercy of the department officer. We are the audit experts to detect the frauds and all, to protect the revenue of the interest of the revenue, where section 66 is at the mercy of the department officer. We are very happy with the audit called as section 35(5). Compulsory audit because of turnover. We are getting nominal fees, but huge amount of revenue losses preventing. We are the people to justify the profession by verifying, certifying the records of the assessee. If any shortfalls are there, we educate the assessee to make the payment with the interest penalties. We being a chartered accountants, cost accountants, practitioners, we are protecting the interest of the revenue. Finance Bill 2021 propose to omit section 35(5). If happens so in the Act 2021, is a blunder mistake, I can say. I am not representing any profession here. I am representing the revenue of the government of India interest. With the best interest of the government of India only I am telling you. Best interest of the state governments I am telling you. It should not be omit section 35(5). And section 66 is what? At the mercy of department officer. And only what is going to be limelight? Section 65. Where department people only conduct the audit. The question will rise definitely. Are the department people conduct the audit just because of amend the act? Are they competent to say? I will put one example to you. Department audit team under section 65, 3 officers. 1. Superintendent of central tax, joint commissioner of central tax, assistant commissioner of central tax, superintendent, joint commissioner, assistant commissioner. 3 of them are formed as a audit team. Superintendent of central tax, GST, coming for audit, whose background qualification BA history. Joint commissioner, MA economics. Assistant commissioner, MSc biotechnology. Just by writing the department examination, UPSC examination, they qualified and appointed as the officers of the department and formed as a team and carrying out the audit of the books of accounts of the assessee, whose turnover crores of rupees, whose financial data representing in terms of ratio analysis, debt equity ratio, asset test ratio, capital gearing ratio, that and this. How they able to understand what do you mean by capital gearing ratio, what do you mean by debt equity ratio, what do you mean by asset test ratio, what it implies, what it signifies, meanings we have under the financial reports, which can able to understand in a better manner and present better manner by the practicing auditor only, qualified accountant only, for which these accountants spending the cream layer of life to qualify by undergoing a vigorous manner, training and all. Audit is a very glorious manner of conducting a particular, what we can call as, the audit is nothing but a particular specified skill is required for audit. To acquire the skill, there are specialists are there, like CA CMS. Simply because of department officer, he himself competent to conduct the audit means, is it going to be prevent the revenue leakages? A question mark. It may be causing tomorrow huge revenue losses, encouraging the bribe concept. Bribe concept means what? What we can call it as the Inspector Raj. The officer coming here, physically meeting with the auditor, assessing, hey mister, I am going to be conducting the audit for 10 days. Sir, please 2 days you complete and go, sir. 2 days you want to complete to go? Give something. I will go 2 days itself. Possibility is there. I am not saying it's going to happen. Possibility is there. Inspector Raj going to be again come back if you omit section 35(5). I am worrying about the interest of the revenue. I am not worrying about the fees, nominal fees of the auditor. A petty amount for the auditor, for the even client also. To pay 1 lakh rupee fees, not a big issue for 1 year transactions. And it is going to be cause huge litigation in future. If section 35(5) is omission is carried out in the Finance Act 2021, future litigations cannot be ruled out. But anyhow, hopefully this audit government of India may not going to be omit upon the recommendation of GST Council. Hopefully, think so. Now, my dear sir, I explained to you under the audit section 65, where department audit. Section 66 is a audit conducted by the chartered accountant or cost accountant upon the recommendation of the department officer, Commissioner of Central Tax, at the mercy of the department officer. Is clear? If so, when section 66 will come into picture means, when the department not in a position to carry out the audit, not able to identify the revenue losses, huge technicality involved while valuing the value of goods, or more transactions are involved to have deeper way of approach of scrutinizing the records, where there is huge amount of input tax credit has been held up as a revenue loss. In such cases, whether revenue loss taken place or not, to identify. Therefore, the department will take the help of practicing CA or practicing CMA under section 66. Otherwise, section 66 is not a regular audit, not going to pitch into picture at all. You get my point, sir. If the department officer feels, no need of any auditor to verify, our staff itself highly sufficient. There are newly recruited staff is there in the GST, where many of them are qualified CS only. We will carry the audit. If the department feels so, section 66 never going to be inoperative forever. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Now, coming to the regular explanation. Section 65 department audit. Section 66 a special audit by the CA or CMA. These two I am presenting simultaneously. The provisions of this are as follows. Look here, my dear sir. What purpose section 65 here means? General audit, audit of business transaction, no specific reason. Scrutinize certain information is warranted, as is not submitted, we are coming for audit, sir. Whereas section 66 is considered nature and complexity of case, interest of revenue, incorrect value of supply, abnormal availment of credit is a specific reasons should appoint auditor under section 66. These are not there. Section 66 won't come into picture. Further, nature of audit, department will conduct the audit. Here, special audit is by chartered accountant or cost accountant appointed by the commissioner. Whereas 65 audit is conducted by officers of department authorized by the commissioner, where commissioner says Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C is the audit team. A, B, C are department officers. Frequency of audit, discretionary of the auditor. Here also be discretionary of the auditor. Anytime can come forward. Any number of times can visit the premises. Prior notice to the auditee must 15 days notice is required. Whereas here no such notice or intimation envisaged under section 66. Reason, wherever the special audit is imposed, auditor confirm, yes, I am going to be carry out the audit under section 66. If so, appointment taken place, then the department will intimate to the person whose books of accounts is going to audit by auditor, hey, Mr. Registered person, your unit is under special audit. That's all. You have to cooperate. Further, time for conclusion of audit, 3 months generally given. Further extension will be 6 months. Totally 9 months time period within which you have to fill it. How many left over for the 3 months only in the year? That means they can going on, sit in our office and conduct the audit also, if the need arises. Whereas here, for the special audit, within 90 days you have to complete the audit. Further, 90 days time period can be extended by the commissioner if need arises. Totally 180 days you have to complete. Within 180 days you have to complete the audit. Sir, if 180 days has not complete audit means incomplete audit. Submit audit incomplete is saying that we could not able to complete the audit fully because of the following reasons. Is clear as it cannot be extended beyond 180 days. Audit report to be submitted soon on completion of audit to commissioner. Report to deputy commissioner or assistant commissioner by the auditor. Appointment is commissioner. How the commissioner will appoint in general, in practice means assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner will appeal to commissioner. Hey commissioner, please listen. So and so assesses transaction so complicated, we could not able to conduct the audit for them. Please, why don't you appoint a special auditor in the given case under section 66. Then the commissioner, upon the request received from AC or DC of central tax or state tax, he will be verified. Okay, you want the audit of the special audit? Okay, who are the names are employed in my office? Satyanarayana company. Okay, fine, appoint them. Then the AC or DC will send the request letter. Are you willing to accept our offer? If the offer acceptance is given by the auditor, then appointment taking place. Further, my dear sir, and the auditor who complete the audit under section 66 should be submit the report to whom? To the assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner. Appointment made by commissioner. Further, intimation to auditee. Whatever may be conclusion of audit, the proper officer shall within 30 days inform the registered person whose records are audited about the findings in his right to respond, obligations and reasons for such findings All those things should be informed to the auditee whose accounts has been audited by the department. Further, on account of the special audit completion, the registered person shall be informed of the findings of the special audit in form GST ADT 04. Who will do this? Department. Audit report submitted ACRDC. ACRDC, from referring this audit report submitted by the chartered accountant, custom accountant, and findings are noticed, and that has been sent in the form GST ADT 04 to the auditee whose books of accounts has been audited by the auditor. Further, audit expenditure, who has to be bear here? Department. Therefore, department should bear. And the audit expenditure of the auditor, who has to be borne this expenditure, means by the department only, because department only appointed the auditor. Therefore, expenditure of audit, auditor fee and other expenditure should be borne by the department. Nowadays, because of that, maybe one of the reason, department not getting any doubt about the valuation of the assets is to appoint section 66. If any doubt comes, they themselves going for audit. Whereas section 35 subsection 5 GST audit, more than 2 crores of turnover or now more than 5 crores of turnover audit by CA or CMA, that audit fee should be paid by the client only, not by department. Further, I have a doubt here. Section 66 audit by whom? Auditor, upon the direction of the commissioner. Correct, sir? Now, listen. Here, CA Ram is a full-time practitioner holding COP. COP no means Certificate of Practice, full-time. Conducted audit under section 66 of X Limited. Are you with me to understand, sir? Are you following me? Further, he has to raise the bill, no? Audit fee 5 lakhs. Who is supplier here? Supplier of service, CA Ram. Who is the recipient of service? GST department. There you are excellent. You have to say here like this. Recipient of service is GST department. Is clear, sir? Now, this audit fee, supplier provided 5 lakh rupees will attract GST or not? Add GST 18% will attract or not? Question mark. Attract or not? A question mark. GST department is government, not statutory body also. Government. Attract GST or not? Absolutely attract the GST. Mr. Auditor, where is the exemption for you, my dear? Is it come under Article 243G? Fundamentals we discuss now. Article 240W? No, it is your professional activity. Therefore, will attract GST. Rupees 90,000. Is clear, sir? Any rupees, no? So raise the bill for rupees 5,90,000. Here Mr. C.A. Ram, collect the GST from GST department. Pay to the GST department. Sir, why sir like that? It is to be like that only because Ram, you have input tax credit, no? You can claim or not. When you are liable to pay tax, you will be able to claim. Is clear, sir? So do it. It's a practical thing. Question will come in the examination like this. They won't ask directly audit, features of audit. Having this audit concept, this will be a question in the examination. As liable to pay GST. Is clear? Please make a note of this, please. It's a forward charge, not a reverse charge, my dear. Further, opportunity of being heard. Obviously, here, opportunity of being heard. No specific provision has been mentioned, but it's supposed to be provided. Yes, where the material gathered during audit is to be used in any proceedings against the auditee, then opportunity of being heard should be given. They want to show the cause, show cause notice should be given. Action based on the report, yes, section 73 or 74 to recover the revenue losses. Same way here also, section 70 74 as the case may be by department upon the report given by the auditor under section 66. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Any difficulty up to this? I can simplify manner to say that audit is concluded at this stage under the GST. We refer only two sections, section 65 and 66. Is clear up, my dear sir?